There.
There we go. Welcome to Rat Salad Review. It is Thanksgiving Eve, and we are actually turkey salad review tonight for the big celebration for tomorrow. Yeah. You guys got any plans?
Cooking and eating.
Staying home?
Yeah. Chilling out.
Yeah. What about you, Greg?
Going over to my roommate's house.
Sounds good. Making anything?
Yeah. Well, her dad's house. They are. I'm not. I'm just tagging along, and I'm good with that.
As long as they let you in to eat, right?
Yeah, man. Free food. It's like the best holiday ever.
Can't beat that.
Nope. All right. So.
What about you?
Me? I'm going to my father's. Yeah.
Cool.
We usually have it at my house, but this year I said let my father take care of all the cooking and the cleaning. So
smart.
Yeah. It's a little hard now because we got the kid, so it's it's pain in the butt trying to do things here.
Oh yeah.
I tried to cook today, and he wanted me to follow him, do everything he wanted to do. I'm like, let me just cook one thing. But he's
no dice.
What's that?
No dice when Daddy's around.
No, not at all. He wants me to do everything.
Yeah.
But I actually got him to calm down today. I let him listen to Queen.
Oh yeah.
And he loves it. He loves "We Will Rock You," and he loves what the hell's the other song?
Barcelona.
That's
Barcelona.
That's a little too experienced for him yet.
Yeah, that's
another one by Son Dust. He liked.
Oh yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah, he liked that. He loved that one. He was on. I saw him on the couch. He's just bopping away. I've had those songs stuck in my head because I saw the movie a couple of days ago.
How was it?
Very, very good. I would definitely say go see it. Go see it in the movie theater too, because you got all the music, blasting in your ears. So
despite what the critics say, you give it a 2 thumbs up.
Oh yeah, yep, definitely.
Yeah, I've been noticing that. Everybody I've known that has gone to see it has said thumbs up, but all the critics hate it.
They don't like it. The new Creed movie got really, really positive reviews from the critics.
Really?
I want to see that one as well as Bohemian Rhapsody.
Wow.
Yeah, me too. Drago comes back.
Yeah. Victor Drago now. It's his son.
Oh, yeah, I know, but Dolph's dad, yeah.
Yeah, he's back too, and supposedly it's a little bit more. His character is a little bit more personal, personable. Like he's not he's not robotic like he was in Rocky IV, which
right.
makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, the Queen movie was really good because he had the songs in there, but the actor, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but the guy who played Freddie Mercury, he was pretty accurate. Even though I know that. I didn't really know because I don't really know like the whole backstory of Queen, but I know a lot of the stuff isn't in the right order. That's what people say. But even with that, it's a good movie. Definitely a good movie. But
check it out.
Talking about Rocky, I've never seen any Rocky movie.
What?
Never seen a Rocky movie. Maybe bits and pieces, but
that's blasphemy.
I know.
That is blasphemy.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh my goodness.
How have you not seen the first one at least? It won Best Picture.
I might have saw it when I was little, but I don't remember it. I never watched it.
I
know all my friends at work make fun of me because they're talking about Creed, going to see it.
Yeah.
They keep talking about all the Rocky movies, and I have no idea.
There's no point in seeing Creed unless you see either of the Creeds, unless you see the Rocky movies,
right?
And you understand the growth of the character, the rise and fall of the character, right. The pain and hardships that he's experienced, mm-hmm. both as a boxer and as a trainer.
Right.
It's a great story. I mean. I read that Sylvester Stallone may be nominated for this particular Creed 2.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really. Supposedly everybody did a great, fantastic job. It was spot on. It got 9 out of 10 stars. Wow. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. But you really have to see them. You got to see the Rocky movies.
Maybe when my son gets a little older, I'll start watching them with him. This way, he don't get picked on like me.
Should watch one tonight.
By the time we get done doing this, and then God knows what my wife wants me to do. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. I watch it tomorrow, but she wants to watch the damn parade. I hate watching the parade.
That's boring.
It is. I want to play games or, watch a movie or something.
That's true.
All right. What's on the plate for today, Greg?
We're going to talk about Bewitcher's only album so far. They're self-titled from 2016. What's that?
Album of the week. Oof, I just put it up on the screen.
Cool.
Nice.
Well,
better picture than yours. Yours got a light through.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I can't stop that. Anyway. Really good band. They're from Portland, Oregon. They formed in 2013. That's about all I know for their history. But they call themselves satanic speed metal. It's metal at the speed of Satan, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm thinking, talking to myself. Go ahead.
Totally old school. But apparently there's a whole scene around it in Portland. I haven't gotten into many of the other bands, but this is just excellent, man. It's old school speed metal. It sounds like Diamond Head got Kronos to sing for them, or they started playing like Venom.
Right.
Sounds super old school, but I wasn't able to find, like I said, too much information, but I did find their manifesto statement that I was planning on reading. Did you guys see this?
Where is it?
It's on their website.
Okay, because I saw something on Amazon. I'm trying to find it right now. I meant to get this up before. And it was pretty funny, but then after I read it, I said, that's pretty accurate.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, here it is. The Bewitcher Manifesto. Rock and roll is the devil's music, and heavy metal is its bastard child. In the 1980s, the radical fundamentalist Christian right-wing
sounds like
in
A-Team.
Right. In America, waged a war against this music, bringing its practitioners and its unholy muse to the forefront of the public consciousness. It's written in this old English script. It's hard to read, man. I need new glasses. But,
oh, yeah. It actually the same thing on Amazon. You're reading what I want to read, yeah.
Oh, cool, yeah. Over a quarter century later, the devil's rock and roll is still alive and well. But the war is far from over. In the year of 13 of Satan's third millennium, a new force rises to defend the ways of old. Bewitcher is the ancient black flame of magic, mayhem, freedom, and liberation, burning in blatant opposition to the laughable norms of this modern age. Instead, they look to that bygone era, before its pollution by crybaby emo kids, when heavy metal in all its glory truly represented the tenets it was founded upon. May your children be corrupted, may your foundations be shaken, may your mundane existences be forever altered. For this spell cannot be broken. Fall and obey, and beware the curse of the Bewitcher.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, pretty rad, man.
Definitely. So, what do you think about the album, Greg? I know you love it because you've been wanting to do this for the last 2-3 months.
Oh, yeah, I love it, man. This is probably my favorite album I've come across outside of something I already knew about, like Voivod, in the past 5 years. I mean, this is just heavy, and it's great. I mean, the riffs on it are amazing. The vocals sound great. You can even sing along to some of the choruses. It's got that really old school, new wave of British heavy metal feel to it. I love old style heavy metal.
Yeah, no, this definitely has old school. And vocals I wasn't too crazy about at first, but they go along with the music.
Yeah.
It wouldn't sound good with another vocalist or any kind of other style. But yeah, it's definitely, if you like Venom, it's definitely what Venom should have sounded like when they first started. What I wish they would have sounded like, because these guys can actually play their instruments.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said it sounded like Venom got Diamond Head as their backing band, because somebody's actually playing competent riffs and can keep time on the drums.
Mm-hmm.
Venom definitely did not have that in the early days, although I love Venom.
I also hear a little, maybe a little Motorhead in there too, no?
Oh, totally some Motorhead. Yeah. Got that real punky feel to it.
Yeah. But I like this whole album, actually, Greg. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killer.
I did. There was one song I wasn't too crazy about. I think it was Hot Nights, Red Lights.
Really? Okay.
But that was
That's
about,
one of my favorites, actually.
I could be wrong because I didn't write this down. But I'm pretty sure that was the one. What was the one where he screams like, oh no, or something in the middle of it? Is that one?
Yeah, I think that is Hot Nights, Red Lights.
It's that one. But otherwise, I love this album. It's pretty cool. I'm going to have to actually buy it.
Yeah, you can get it from their website. You can get it on Amazon. Their website is cultofthebewitcher.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bandcamp too, but it's only the digital version for $6.66.
Oh, that's a great deal.
Can't beat it.
No, can't.
Yeah, man, I've got a poster. I bought a patch from them and put it on my jacket. I mean, I was just so excited by this. It's a great album. It came out of nowhere for me. It was a pleasant discovery.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, what do you think, Troy?
Well, I do have to say I agree on a lot of both of what you say. It's a good album. I enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I do think that a lot of the songs, they kind of like sound alike.
Yes, I was going to mention that.
Sound alike.
You couldn't tell which was what song, kind of.
Right. I listened to the half of the album multiple times, and to me, a lot of them sound very, very similar songs. I agree with Wayne on Hot Nights, Red Lights. I didn't like that song so much. I also wasn't entirely crazy about the last song, In the Night. I wasn't really entirely, I wasn't really entirely crazy about that. But the first like 4 or 5 songs, pretty good, very good. Yeah, to me, the vocalist sounds like what Lemmy from Motorhead would sound like if he was trying to almost sing like death metal, be in a death metal band. That's what I got. I definitely got the Diamond Head / Motorhead musical, musical backing, but also to me, I hear some Metallica in there too. I don't know. Maybe because it's a little bit more modernized to a degree, because it definitely has an old school sound to it.
But I agree, Troy, and I was going to mention that about some of the riffs, and that was another thing I liked a lot about this, because I prefer Megadeth, but I love Kill 'Em All. Such a great record. And a lot of this Bewitcher album to me sounds like a logical extension on Kill 'Em All, but further in a speed metal direction instead of.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And I really like that about it. I mean, it's really old school, but it's got a little bit of the second wave too.
Definitely good stuff. I not only I played it at home, but I also brought it to work. I'll do that, and I'll have 2 guys that I work with. They're not totally into metal, really, but they were like, they were bopping their heads and tapping their feet. They dug it too. So I also like to see what other people that might not even like the music, what they would think. And like I try to figure out, like, does it have like potential? By doing that, and as well as I just thought that the whole entire the record overall, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. Would I buy it? I don't know. If people that like that style of music, they're into like maybe a more modernized sounding Motorhead, but there's definitely like also I hear like punk roots to it. Yeah, that's definitely, I would recommend it, because then they would really enjoy it much more than I would. But me not liking that style of metal, I still enjoyed it, and I would definitely listen to it again.
Cool.
It's funny you mentioned letting people at work listen to it, because I always listen to music at work. I have my speaker with me all the time, and we're all kind of close to each other. I always put something on, and every time it's like, what the hell is this crap? Turn the shit off. Put something we'd like on. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, we get that. I get that too.
Yeah. So, like the other day, I was listening to Bonfire. I don't know if any of you have heard of them.
I heard of them. I don't know them.
It's the first time I actually heard of them. Because all this, the stuff, the promo stuff that I've been sending you guys, it's in with that. And I just happened to download it because it was actually a covers album, and they actually did very good covers of like Journey, Deep Purple. They actually did Gravedigger. It was a very, very weird thing. But they're actually doing a tour right now with all their friends from those bands that they're covering the songs from, and they did a really good job on a lot of those songs. I actually did a review on the Pages thing. But what the hell was it? Oh, so yeah, I played that at work, and everybody was loving it. Probably because it was all cover songs, Yeah. But still, it was finally something that they liked, So that was kind of cool.
I'm guessing they didn't like Bewitcher.
They heard one Bewitcher song, and they're like, "Yeah, what the hell is this shit?
Turn it off."
Yeah.
It's too one of my old assistant managers that I used to work with, Donna. I was sitting in the office and getting the drawers and shit ready one morning, and I had been listening to Napalm Death, but I changed the CD, and the second one hadn't started yet. So she walked into the room, and then the first song on Harmony Corruption kicks on. She went, and dropped her purse. What the fuck was that? That was funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny.
It's also funny, too, when you're like playing something and somebody doesn't like it, and you just keep playing it just to piss them off.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun, too.
Yeah. Because the one girl that works behind me, she's Spanish, so she hates metal. She don't want nothing to do it. She's very religious too, so she don't like anything. So sometimes I try to find things that are like pretty bad. And
Slayer.
So anything just to see what she'll do.
You should play her Satan's Fall.
Oh boy.
Maybe. Nobody's gonna like that.
Do it.
All right, I'll do it. Just for you, I'll do it. I'll do it on Monday.
Cool.
Back on Monday.
Perfect way to start off the Christmas season.
Yes, it is. All right. It's time. Are we done with this now?
But, yep.
Yeah.
Bewitcher, everybody, you should go out and buy it, especially if you like old school metal.
Yeah, it's on Amazon, their website, and all that stuff.
Yep. Facebook.
Go buy it. Don't listen to Troy.
Yep, really cool guys, too, by the way. Oh, that was the last thing I was going to say. Hot Nights, Red Lights. I was just thinking about this. First time I ever heard that song, I saw them live. They were just some random live show I went to. I had never heard of them before and was very pleasantly surprised, obviously. And hung out with the guys, real cool guys, real personable, and just awesome people, awesome music. But that song sounds great in a live setting.
Yeah. Oh, you know what else I liked about this album too was the intro.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like an old '80s horror movie intro thing. That's kind of cool.
You know what it reminded me of? Like some soundtracks to Italian '80s horror movies.
Yeah, like a Dario Argento movie.
Yeah. To remind me of.
Very cool. So hopefully maybe you can get them on the show one day, Greg.
Yeah, I'm going to keep trying.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'm going to link them to this, so hopefully they'll want to come on and talk about it.
Yeah, I tagged them in it, so we'll see what happens.
Killer. Oh, before we get to the other thing, though, so Raven is out on tour right now, and it was amazing. They're playing a great set list, mostly classics. Couple songs from Extermination, really badass. They have a new drummer, Mike Heller. That's awesome. I like him a lot. He's got a great technique. And you should catch them if they come to your town.
No, I'm not going.
Oh, whatever.
I don't want to see
I'll go if Wacko rejoins.
This dude's better than Wacko, man.
Come on, Wacko.
Oh, I know.
Come on.
I know. It'll never happen.
Who doesn't love Wacko?
I love Wacko. I can this guy's a great drummer, so I still enjoyed it.
Here's another one. I've never really listened to Raven.
No?
No.
Because in my opinion, in any song, because Greg could tell you a whole bunch of different songs.
Yeah.
Listen to On and On. That's my favorite song.
Yeah, I remember you said it the other day. You have to look that
Very
up.
anthemic-like.
Yeah.
Yep.
On and On.
So you got that sign
That's a
last
good
night,
album
Greg?
too.
Yeah, I did.
Very cool. Now, did you let people that's not on that album sign it?
Yes.
You let them sign like a napkin or something. You don't let them sign the album.
Ooh.
You gotta support the band, man.
Do with that album.
You gotta support the band, man. He's playing the songs on stage and he's doing a good job of it, and he's out there keeping it alive, you know.
That's why you bring two albums. You bring that one, and then you bring the new one, and you have those new people sign it.
Well, that's also a repress, you know. It's not like it's the original press.
It's still not on it. Now that's worthless now.
Yeah, your logic is flawless, but anyway. Yeah, Wiped Out is a great record, though. That'd be a good place to start. Faster Than the Speed of Light, the song that starts off with, is just amazing.
All right, send me some stuff in the messages.
Okay.
I'll listen to it.
Yeah. Oh, and this is going to what? Come on, really? This is going to piss Wayne off, and that's why I'm mentioning this. I had him sign this, too, and this is a first press from the 80s.
Oh, you ruined it. You better hope they're not watching the original guys. They're going to be pissed.
I still like Wacko, but, you know, he hasn't toured with Raven since 1984 or so.
Are they still a three-piece?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, that was so cool watching John Gallagher and Mark up there playing with each other, man. They're a great brother team. John Gallagher's such an awesome bass player. It was in a small club, too, like 50 people, so I was right in front of them the whole time.
That's cool.
And the middle band had to drop out, so they got to play 2 extra songs, too.
How was the opening bands?
They were great, actually. The opening band is this new thrash band called Hex Vortices, HEXXVORTICES, and I'm not really sure who else is in the band because I'm not that familiar with the Minneapolis metal scene in and out yet, but Tom Croxton, the drummer, was Impaler's drummer for many years.
Very cool.
And that's his new outfit, and they were great live. They got to throw in a couple new songs too, and cool band. I think you'd like them a lot, Wayne. Actually,
send me some stuff. I'll hear it. I'll listen.
Okay. Well, I have to see if I can find it online somewhere because they didn't have anything at the show last night.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. How do you do a show and not have anything? Unless they don't have anything.
Well, I mean, they had merch, but I don't think they have anything recorded yet.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That's understandable then. All right. Album versus album?
Yeah, sure.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Album versus album. Metallica versus Megadeth. Master of Puppets versus Rust in Peace. This was Troy's pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Started a war.
I don't really think of it as a war.
Not a war.
No. Well, maybe not yet. All right.
Well, which one do we want to talk about first?
We can want to go song by song, like first song, second, on each album.
No, you just
Yeah.
that wouldn't be fair. That wouldn't be fair.
Yes, it would be.
It would be.
Yeah.
Song by song doesn't really work that way. I mean, they're both landmark albums, but the Rust in Peace is a different point in the evolution of that sound than Master of Puppets is. That doesn't really compare fairly, I don't think. You have to do an overall.
I just believe that if you listen to Rust in Peace, that's more, it would be appreciated more by musicians than, as I said, as the average Joe. So the people that just like music, they might not as appreciate it as much as Metallica Master of Puppets, because Master of Puppets have more memorable hooks, especially vocally. There's just, and even guitar lines. I mean, not to say, I mean, me personally, I like Megadeth better as a band.
Right.
I just always thought that, you know, their guitar solos were tastier, more intricate, made you think. They just really put out fantastic music over the years, and then also not so fantastic music as well.
Right.
But same goes for Metallica. Yeah. But honestly, I truly believe that Megadeth over the years, they've always come back to a particular point where they showed that they still understand where they came from, the roots, and that has a lot to do with Mustaine controlling the whole ship. But Metallica, once they hit the Black Album and continuing onward, there's no turning back. I mean, that was the path they went down. You know, Metallica was just this hungry bunch of kids that just they played what they felt.
Right.
They played from the heart, and they also had fantastic songwriting, some of which is argued that Mustaine had some involvement as well, even up until that record.
Right.
There's debates over that, but I'm not even going to say that. We'll just say that they had Cliff Burton. Megadeth did not have Cliff Burton, so that is a big thing. But you know, once Cliff Burton had gone, you know, they kind of coasted. The next record, right? With what was the next record? Injustice for All.
Yeah.
And even though with Jason Newsted, hailing from Flotsam and Jetsam, he was non-existent, and that was done purposely, as you can see different interviews with the the engineer and producer of that record.
Right.
I just think that no matter what Metallica will ever do, they can't hold the flame to what they've done on at least the first three records.
Right.
And Megadeth can come back. And it's not even the original members, all of them. It's just two of them, you know. But and the reason why I said Rust in Peace versus Master of Puppets, because Rust in Peace was the first time that Megadeth really had their act together. They had their act together. They were focused. They were like this well-oiled machine with the addition of Nick Menza and Marty Friedman, right? Because they had Jeff Young and the other drummer, I forget his name, on So Far So Good So What.
Yes.
And it was kind of like
completely.
Yeah, that's it, right. It's different. It's a different vibe. Yes, there's some good songs on it, but it was like, you know, Peace Sells was up here, and then it kind of dipped down, and then it went up. If you wanted to, you know, say Peace Sells against that still wouldn't be accurate, because I think Megadeth was still just evolving and trying to really focus in on the direction that they were going. And they found it with Rust in Peace. Yeah. And the same thing with Metallica. Metallica started that with Ride the Lightning, right? Because Ride the Lightning, from Kill 'Em All to Ride the Lightning, that was a drastic change in sound and in direction. It was
ballads and stuff.
Yep, it was definitely a move in a positive direction, and Master of Puppets refined that and solidified that and really propelled them into a different stratosphere. And that's why I said that record versus the other record. But when you look at them and you break them apart, you look at song by song, Metallica's going to win, because Metallica has the catchier hooks that most people that will remember, and that they're memorable. And, you know, I mean, how many people will remember, like a song like Holy Wars, except for the last Holy Wars, except for that, I mean,
right.
The lyrics were definitely, I think, more geared with Metallica for people to really remember it and appreciate it, and just a little bit more than Megadeth. But I still think that record, Rust in Peace, is definitely one of their top records. And Metallica, the same with them. Metallica, hands down, I think they beat Megadeth overall with that record.
Mhm.
But as a band, I think Megadeth's a much better band, and they have more longevity than Metallica. That's my opinion. Even today, even though like everybody went crazy for the Hardwired, right? Hardwired record, boom, everybody's crazy. I'm listening to it. I'm like, they can't recapture what they had.
Right.
They had that hunger. You know what? Well, having millions and millions of dollars, it's really hard to have that hunger. You know, it's just hard to have that, and they lost that hunger.
Yeah, you can tell it's forced. You know.
Yeah. I mean, Mustaine and Megadeth, when Peace sells, they had that hunger, and the first record they had their hunger. Rust in Peace, they refined it in a way that they said, you know what, we're a better band.
Yeah.
And they refined it where they weren't selling out. They were just playing really good metal, and they had great hooks. The guitar hooks are probably even more memorable than some of the vocal lines, you know. But but overall, they continued pretty much on a path. Yes, sometimes they played a little bit more commercial, but always coming back to their roots. Metallica did the others. They just did a nosedive, and then all of a sudden, you know, with Death Magnetic, I was like, I bought it, I listened to it. I'm like, this isn't for me. I listened to it maybe 2 or 3 times. I said, there's nothing memorable. There's nothing catchy.
Really?
I didn't like it. I
like half the album.
You do? Yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's definitely better than some of the other stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, some people argue Saint Anger is such a horrible record. I like it. I like Saint Anger. And you know why I like it? Not because it's Metallica, because I just like it. Yes.
It's different, right?
It's different. And the snare sound is garbage.
Right.
What was that?
It's not their usual sound, you know?
No, but I like the songs. They're catchy and they're memorable. And it was okay, but the snare sound was garbage. Yeah. You know, Bob Rock playing on it. Get out of here. Like, I would have smacked it. I would have said, get out. I'm not playing anything if this guy's playing. This guy's you know, he should do what his job is. His job is to produce. Right. That's what he should do. Yeah. And you know what? I enjoyed that record, but most people didn't. But moving on, you know, they really, I don't know. There's nothing that actually had moved me. And then when Hardwired came out, oh, people are graving it. It's the best record of the year, blah, blah, blah. And what was that, 2016?
Yeah, something like that.
I was like, I don't know, man. I use the phrase, I'm Metallica'd out. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, and that's one of the bands, you know, them, Iron Maiden, Priest. So these are some of the bands when, back in the day when they first started out, I lived to listen to them.
Yeah. But you always waited for their album to come out, you know? You always held them up to like the highest standards of, you know, metal.
Exactly. So now you have, you know, I mean, I was listening to Ride the Lightning when nobody really knew, you know, like in my school and my friends and whatnot, they didn't know who Metallica was. Right. You know, they really didn't know who Metallica was. And I learned that from my cousin because my cousin followed Metallica and he used to take pictures of them and whatnot. But I tell you, I was so happy when Master of Puppets came out. It was life-changing. Rust in Peace was not life-changing for me. Peace Sells was. Peace Sells had this raw energy, and it was just this raw, unbridled energy that was just like a, you know, galloping stampede of horses that were ready to trample you. But Rust in Peace was a little bit more refined and had a direction and goal. And it was just such a great album, the way they orchestrated it. Definitely one of their tops.
Yeah, they got the right players. They got Nick Menza and Marty Friedman. I mean, you couldn't get no better musicians than that at the time. You know?
No, they were top dogs.
I personally, I love what they did, and I love them as musicians. Personally, I would take Geir Samuelson and Chris Poland from the first 2 records.
Yeah, of course.
But
it's a little late now.
Well, yeah.
Gar Samuelson died, and Chris Poland still plays. I think he even played with King Diamond for a while, didn't he?
Yeah. He did one of the Megadeth albums, one of the later ones.
He was on The System Has Failed, yeah.
Yes.
And then he did a solo metal album of his own. But he pretty much strictly just plays jazz fusion now, which what he does is great, but if you're not into jazz fusion, you're not going to really care. Although he did bring some of that with him into Megadeth, and that was one of the things I think that makes those first two albums so unique.
Yeah, that's what made them stand out, because everybody was different. You know, I gotta stop.
Yeah.
You know, I listened to last week's show, and I kept hearing myself. I gotta stop.
Well, I'll tell you something that you don't know. I actually, because I'm so much older than you guys, I actually got to witness the Peace Sells tour, and it was something else. It was just out of this world. I mean, it was just a club tour. It was a club tour, but packed.
Was
packed
it
up.
Anything like the video?
Yeah, everything like the video. It was just insane.
I have a bootleg video of a show from Detroit, and it's exactly like you described.
I mean, sinks would get ripped out of the walls, toilets ripped out of the ground. I mean, it was just mayhem. Two shows that I seen at a club, Sundance. It was the club to go to on Long Island. More towards the city, the club was called L'Amour's. Obviously, a lot of people have heard of that. And in Queens, it was L'Amour East. L'Amour's and Sundance lasted the longest. L'Amour East closed down first. Then Sundance, then L'Amour's. But in the heyday, Sundance, if there was a heavy metal band playing in a medium-sized capacity, they would play Sundance. And two shows that I remember that were just, I'll never forget them. It was Anthrax during Among the Living, because it was around the same time period, and Peace Sells. And the place, they trashed the place. Place went just bonkers for both shows. But Megadeth was just, it's different. It was a different type of vibe. Anthrax was more hardcore vibe. So the Megadeth show was just fantastic. But then after that, it was arenas, right? They played, like Coliseums and stuff like that. Arena shows after that. So I'm really lucky and appreciative that I was able to see them perform in the club circuit. It was just fantastic. So
awesome.
Yeah, I only saw them a few years ago when they put out the Death Magnetic album. That's the first and last time I'll see. Oh no, not Megadeth, Metallica.
Oh, Megadeth, you saw Metallica then?
Yeah, I never saw Megadeth.
You never saw Megadeth? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
I have a few times.
I had a couple like live CDs of theirs. I didn't care for his vocals live. Sometimes I gotta like the band.
He's a moaner.
Yeah.
He just like moans, But he's unique.
Yeah.
He's definitely unique.
You're going there to see the band, really,
Yeah, I care more about the guitars than I do his vocals. Right. So. Yeah.
Hey, Greg, didn't you say you had a Dave Mustaine impersonation?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I remembered.
No, we're not going to do that.
Come on, do it.
Come on. Okay, look, album for album, we'll do impersonation versus impersonation, because I can do him too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you go first.
Come on. I think we have people watching on YouTube Live, so...
oh, Lord, really? Oh, thanks a lot, Wayne.
There's one person. That might be me. We had people, though.
Peace sells, but who's buying? Yeah, I can't really do it anymore.
Put you on the spot.
Oh, I gotta go now?
Can you put a price on peace?
That's pretty good.
All right.
Okay, Troy.
I gotta go? Okay, which one should I do? Brother will kill brother. Spill across the blood the loud. I forgot the words.
Lyrics.
But he's more like killing for religion. Something I don't understand.
Something I don't understand.
Yeah, you got to get more gritty. Yeah.
But he does do the whining though.
Yeah.
Brother killing brother.
They come from far and land. Yeah. And then he jumps back into killing for religion, something I don't understand. And then he moans on the neck. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He does the moaning, and then he goes, something I don't understand.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, I was listening to actually both of the albums yesterday just to get a refresher, because I haven't listened to them in years, I didn't get into metal until like 91. So
Oh
The
wow.
Black album. The Black album was my first Metallica album.
Well,
Yeah. So then I became, I had to start backwards, And then when I heard Rust in Peace yesterday, it reminded me. It reminded me of high school because that's when I heard this album, and it was like one good song after the other. And Hangar 18 was like my favorite song at the time because I was also watching Headbangers Ball, and they were doing a special from Rock in Rio. I
Yep.
remember that because I think that was one of my first Headbangers Ball shows I ever watched, and yeah, that was a cool show, and just listening to this album, I'm just like, holy shit, how's this album going to be any better than Master of Puppets? Because it's just like one good song after the other. And then I put on Master of Puppets, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. It is better than Rust in Peace. It's just one song after the other. Like, as soon as Battery starts, that acoustic intro is so catchy. And it's just, I don't know. It's just, every song is just so catchy. Even the thing that should not be, the song that people hate so much, which I don't understand why. I even think that's a good song. And then this album's also got what we were talking about before. Oh, Disposable Heroes, the best Metallica song ever.
It's a great song.
Say it again.
That is a great song.
There's a lot of great songs on there.
There is. The whole album's
it's a timeless album.
Yeah.
That
as soon as you hear it, it puts you into that time period. Even though I didn't listen to it back then, but just put you back into that time.
No matter how much I say that I'm Metallica out, I would always listen to that record.
Yeah, you can't.
And enjoy it,
See, for me, it would be Ride the Lightning. And, I'm very critical of this record, but a lot of people mistake that and think I don't like it. It's not bad. It's a good album. I understand why people like it so much. I don't like it as much, primarily because it's more accessible. Like Troy was saying, I appreciate more the musicianship, and Rust in Peace has that in spades. Now, for me, I didn't get into any of this shit because I'm younger than you guys until the late 90s, early 2000s, and my buddy gave me actually Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets at the same time. But I listened to Ride the Lightning first. Great album, totally life-changing. When I put this one on, I still like the songs, but formula-wise, as far as fast song, next song's the title track, that's a little bit more epic, then you got a slightly heavier one, and then the ballad, and very similar that way, but then the solo, well, I still like Kirk's solos on this record. They're pretty good, but
this is when he could still play good. Now he just with a wah-wah. It's very annoying.
Just the riffs and the different parts, I didn't care as much for on this. They were more repetitive, and I understand it because, it makes it a monster. It connected with a lot more people than other thrash albums did because of that. It's not bad. It's catchy. It's just I don't feel it's as life-changing or as good as other albums like Rust in Peace. It just doesn't have all those elements for me. There's some songs that are great, Battery and a Master of Puppets, and I also do like The Thing That Should Not Be. The only song I really outright don't like on this record is Sanitarium.
No!
It is.
You are fired. Greg is gone, everybody. It's Greg's last show.
Yeah. You know why? You know why they got nominated for a Grammy? Because of shit like that song. Now, Fade to Black, awesome. Everything about it, awesome. Sanitarium, retread. And not as good.
Oh, please. I was going to say that one's probably better than Fade to Black.
No.
Come on.
No, sir.
Really? Fade to Black or Sanitarium, Troy?
They're even though they're similar in the sense that they're both ballads per se. I don't know. Wow. Fade to Black is more epic sounding. I'll give it that. But Sanitarium is just fantastic as well. They're both fantastic, but I think Fade to Black ends more epically.
Right.
Than
I love the ending to that. Yeah.
It does. But Sanitarium is awesome. You can't bash that, Greg.
Oh man, what the hell?
It really goes nowhere though. I mean, it's just not all that great. The riffs aren't. I mean, the lyrics are memorable. It's you can groove to it, but just because it's accessible doesn't mean it's a great song. It's better than what a lot of other bands were doing, but I mean, knowing what they could do and then what they were doing here, they were losing their edge.
Whatever.
I know Wayne and I don't want to hear that, but
most people don't. But that's how I feel about it. But again, I want to say I don't think it's a bad record.
I do agree with you that they were losing their edge, but not on that record.
No.
I would be Black Album. I mean, even though Black Album is so huge, and if you look at the structure of the songs, they're great songs. They're fantastic songs, but it isn't the Metallica that got there. You know, the Metallica that rose up and created this huge following, and you know, these diehard fans. That wasn't the same band playing to those people. It was restructured differently, and they took a lot of insight from Bob Rock at that time. And they took, how long was it, a year and a half to make that record or something like that?
Yeah,
long time. And it's a great record. It is a great record. Not, you know, like, it's not my favorite, not even by far, but it is a great record, and it sold so many. And you know, and they were trying to, you know, relive that success on future records, and they failed. They flunked because it just they couldn't capture that chemistry they had for that record. But nonetheless, I heard that record. I was even at Madison Square Garden for the listening party of that record, and I was just like, nah. I mean, it's Metallica, cool. You know, maybe it'll be heavier next time or whatever. You know, I was younger then, and I was just like, it's still cool.
Didn't they fool you?
Yeah, they fooled me, all right, because I was like, what the hell is this? When Load came out, I was like, this is a load of crap. That was like a common joke amongst a number of my friends and other people that, you know, I knew in the music field. And I just I was like, what are they doing, you know? Mm-hmm. But there are some songs here and there, and all their releases that are good. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that it's not like, it's only the main ingredient. It's like kind of like people that, you know, like when you look at people that are so successful, like they're so wealthy and they have, you know, multi-million-dollar house and they have, you know, like a Ferrari or Lamborghini, and, you know, what got them there? How did they get there? Yeah. You know, because there's certain key elements, you know, that key elements in why they got there. And part of it is because of who they are. Right? And what type of drive they have. And it's very difficult when you have nothing to get something. You have a drive. You know, there's some people that'll be like, nah, I'm cool. I'm just going to hang out, chill, have some drinks or whatever. And there's people that they're working around the clock to get to that next level. And to get to that next level, it's the same logic with bands. They get to a certain point, they're rich. They're multi-millionaires.
They get lazy.
Both of
them. They don't have to do it.
Lazy. They, you know, and they don't have the same type of drive that they once had. Now it's a job. They have to earn a living. Metallica, you know, when they were touring Master of Puppets and the first 3 records, a lot of the times, you know, maybe not Master of Puppets per se, but the first 2 for sure, they had problems. Like, you know, like they had to sleep in the van at times, you know, more so on Kill 'Em All than Ride the Lightning, but they had to sleep in the van. They had to eat, you know, hot dogs, you know, like hot dogs and beans and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But obviously when they got to the point where they had food catered and, you know, it changes things. Yeah.
All the things they would write about are kind of like, you know, what am I going to write about now? You know, because they're not struggling through anything anymore, really.
Right. So they have to do what I do, and that's just keep it as a hobby.
Yeah.
So that way I have my regular job, I pay the bills or whatever, and then I perform, and it's all for the love of the art, and then that keeps things fresh. You see, that's key. So never, ever, ever become famous because that's what happens.
Yeah, that's impossible for them though, because they go on tour for like 3 years.
I know.
That's insane.
They make so much money too. It's incredible.
And they don't even need it. They don't even need it. Well,
No.
everybody needs money, but they really don't need to do it, but they still do it because they love doing it. Or do they not have anything else to do and they don't know what else?
They are fantastic with touring.
Right.
They're hard work. They've never really lost that part of the work ethic.
Yeah.
But it's just the hunger that got them there. They're not hungry anymore.
Yeah, no, it's gone.
It's gone. And it shows in the music.
Yeah.
It's a shame. But
what are you going to do? Everybody gets old and, everything changes.
you watch it, Wayne.
Well, not as old as
me.
Everybody's done with music by then.
I know, right? And I'm just starting.
Yeah.
You go figure that.
Better late than never.
I know, right? So now I have to do it until I'm 70.
There you go.
Rolling Stones is still doing it, right?
I don't want to do that. I want to relax, But anyway, yeah. So it's all good.
Oh, so actually,
overall, which one are we all saying? Which one is
I'm going with Master Puppets.
Greg.
Rust in Peace.
Yeah, he's a Megadeth boy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even close.
I'm gonna say Master of Puppets. Yeah. And I'm a Megadeth boy. Big fan of Megadeth, more so than Metallica. But objectively, Master of Puppets, nothing can touch that. In that time period, nothing.
Wow.
Musically Megadeth, but more memorable Metallica.
I mean, 86, I would take Rain and Blood over Master of Puppets without a problem, too.
That's another great record. See, there was a lot of great bands, a lot of great records. I mean, we could look at Testament. I mean, my heart lies in...
Not right there.
You don't like Testament?
Not really.
What? Then you don't like Forbidden or Violence?
I love Forbidden.
Okay.
Yeah. Testament's first 3 albums are the only ones I really like. Well, I like Demonic and Low as well, but I just they weren't that great compared to pretty much every other band.
Now they're amazing. That's just my opinion. I think they're just off the chart now.
But if I had to pick a favorite thrash band, it'd probably be Coroner, and that's going to be weird to pretty much anybody.
Coroner, wow,
dude,
they're a great band. I'm not gonna deny that. But Bay Area thrash, I'm a Bay Area thrash boy right here. Sorry. Yeah, and a few select from New York, New Jersey, like Overkill, Anthrax, but Anthrax, I'm Anthraxed out kind of a little bit, but still, they still kind of hold the torch for me, But Overkill is a great band too, and
Nuclear Assault.
Oh yeah. So you have a few. From New Jersey. Majority was San Francisco.
Also, Bay Area though. I don't know if you like them as much as I do, but Laws Rocket.
Not crazy about them. They're okay.
I've got a Laws Rocket tattoo. I love them.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Where?
On my leg.
Oh, okay. That's cool. What about Death Angel? Death Angel's another great band.
Yeah, Death Angel's good.
Really
I like them a lot. Yeah.
Still to this day, they're great. They're like... I remember there was a point with Death Angel. It was after Act 3. Act 3 was their most commercial record. And Marcus Gueda went back to school. And he decided to leave the band, go back to school. So what does Death Angel do? They formed the organization, named after one of their popular songs off of Act 3. And I saw them as the organization, where the guitar player, what's his name offhand? I forgot his name. But he became the singer. And he's the same singer in A Room with a View, which was like their ballad. And so Rob Cavastani, something like that, right? Rob.
Yeah.
But so anyway, he's playing. I went to see them play at a small club. There was literally like less than a handful of people there, like including me, probably less than 5 people. And it was bad. Like I bought the record. It was called The Organization. I think they had 1 record, maybe 2. I have to look that up. Definitely one. And it was bad. It was just not good at all. And I'd never forget, I was so let down because I had seen Death Angel, right? During Act 3 was Forbidden through, what was it? What's that record with Infinite on? What's that name?
Forbidden?
No, it was their third record. It's the green and lime color record.
Twisted into Form.
Twisted in Form. That's Twisted into Form.
Their second record, yeah.
I saw that doubleheader at Sundance. Another fantastic show, like killer. And then all of a sudden now I see Death Angel minus Marcus Guetta, and I'm like, what is this? Like, I was so disappointed. But they reformed, right? A few years later, Mark came back in the band, and they started putting out records again, and they're great. They're great. They're a fantastic band. Fantastic. And Flotsam. But they're not from Bay Area, or they're from Arizona. Flotsam. Great.
I'm trying to get them on the show.
Flotsam.
Yes.
Nice.
Eric A.K. is my hero. I love Eric A.K.
Yeah,
He's fantastic.
I'm trying to get one of them. Nobody's responding to me on Facebook to my emails, so.
No,
I got to get to them somehow.
you would either probably best off either getting the guitar player, what's his name, Mike, or Eric A.K.
Yeah,
The other guys.
Because I'm friends with Eric on Facebook, so I'll have to try him.
Eric would probably be a good choice. He responds.
Yeah, I see that. I see he talks a lot.
He does.
So, because they got a new album coming out. Is it December or next year?
It was supposed to be this month, actually.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be, but it might be January now.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's out yet.
No, it's not. Because whoops. I moved everybody. Because I haven't seen any of the promo lists yet.
They had a little down period, Flotsam, and when they came back,
A little?
yeah, they when they came back, they had a self-produced album. I forget the name of the record. It was a few albums ago.
Ugly Noise.
Was that it? That was it.
Yeah.
Right, and it had no label at first. I have one of the first pressings where they did it themselves.
Yeah,
yep, on the page. Pledge, right? That's right. And I was like, yeah, this is it's pretty good. It's really hard to top No Place for Disgrace. Really is really hard to top that.
It's not a thrash album.
No, but
More like
I do have
like kind of like Drift.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I still seeing them live, and it was just a great experience.
They're
I
an
think
awesome band.
they're an incredible band.
But they seem to be thrash for a few albums, and they go to the rock thing, and then they go back to thrash, and they go back to rock. They kind of like mix it a lot. And I think that's what hurts them a lot too. You know, they don't stay in that one. Not that they have to, but
no,
they don't stay in that one path.
Still a great band though, and a lot of these bands they tend to play. They're playing the crowds for the nostalgia, the nostalgia factor. But then they do this 2-3 years, and then people are like, okay, I don't want to see them anymore because they don't have anything new coming out.
Yeah.
That is, getting the taste buds going, so to speak. But that's tough. That's hard. And when you hear bands like that say, "Oh, we're never going to put music out," like Kiss, for example, we're not putting new music anymore because it's just, it's just pointless. Well, it's pointless if you can't write good music.
Right. If you can't make a good album, it makes no sense.
Yeah, that's kind of like where they were at, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What was the last really good record?
For Kiss?
In your opinion, yeah, because you're a big Kiss fan.
I actually like Psycho Circus.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. I think that's the last one I bought, actually.
It's an acceptable Kiss album,
It's all right.
But before that, Revenge.
Revenge was, I think that was like the last.
And I even like the what's the other one? The one that's kind of like grungy.
Carnival of Souls.
Yes, yeah.
We went from Megadeth versus Metallica to Kiss.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kiss, Vinnie Vincent, he's making a comeback.
Yep, I saw.
As a man or a woman?
I don't know. As a shim, I don't know. But I got to tell you, I loved Vinnie Vincent. I thought he was great. And Vinnie Vincent's Invasion.
Oh, yeah.
For the brief moment, you two guys, for the brief moment that he performed, I enjoyed it. He's like hair band and all that. I'm not really into hair bands, but I loved Vinnie Vincent. I thought it was great. I thought it was just, he's a great player. And
He wrote some really good songs too, man. There's good
He
stuff
did.
on those Invasion records. The first one's my favorite, but both of them were really good. And
Yeah.
Revenge is a good album, but the last great album they did was easily Lick It Up.
He wrote Lick It Up.
Yeah.
He wrote it. He wrote it. He wrote one of their anthems, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, co-wrote it, but he really wrote it.
Oh, yeah.
You know? But it was just, I don't know. When Lick It Up came out, I was like, wow, Kiss is back.
Yeah.
Kiss. I mean, I was such a huge Kiss fan and then so disappointed. And then reinvigorated again, you know? I just... This is going to be great, you know? And then Animalize came out, it was really good. And then what's the next one? Where they were all pink and neon.
Asylum.
It was, I was like, what is this? This is like, oh, no tears are falling. You're like, what is that?
Keep that
but
song.
Still, it's catchy.
Yeah. Not as much as All Night, though. That is one of the worst songs ever written.
That
Yes.
and Let's Put the X in Sex is terrible.
Let's put the X's. Oh, my God.
That is the worst song written of all time.
That is. That haunts
But the girls loved it. The girls loved it. Let's face it. Not the guy.
I have a feeling Troy's covered that song at some point because of a girl.
Never have. Never have. I'm just observant.
That's funny.
Oh, man. That's
Yeah, and Crazy Nights and all that great either.
Crazy Nights.
One thing I will say for that record, though, there's like 2 or 3 tracks on there that Bruce had a real big hand in writing, and they're not that bad. He gets in some really good riffs on them and some guitar playing.
He's such a good guitar player.
I feel like he's a very good guitar player.
Very good. Actually, somebody I work with, she's actually friends with him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they went to high school with each other.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
Small world.
Yeah. So when Kiss comes to Jones Beach, she always gets, in the back or whatever. God knows what she does back there.
Oh, man. I hear that.
I always loved Vinnie Vincent, though. Yeah.
Vinnie
So I'm
Vincent.
glad he's back. I just hope he's not the same crazy person he was as an individual in the past.
Well, you saw some of the footage of him at one of those Kiss conventions, right? You saw that. That's why you made the comment you made, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was like I was confused. I'm sure just as you, Wayne, you saw that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were probably a little confused, scratching your head, like what's happening here? Like, what's going on? I don't know.
And people have actually asked him, and he's not answering the question, which is understandable. You don't want to, say everything. But.
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, he spent a lot of time being obscure, and he ran a forum about himself that I was a member of with some other people for a while, and then ripped off fans and stuff by never really selling or releasing the music and taking things to autograph.
Oh, I read about that.
Yeah, and not returning them. So he's burned some serious bridges by doing that shit. But I think people are willing to give him a chance as long as he actually gets out there and plays music.
He should give everybody back their money, or give them what they bought.
Yep.
That's something to think about.
Or give them their items back that he was going to sign and return that they paid
That
for.
too.
Sign,
That too.
Yeah.
I don't know. People are crazy.
These freaking musicians, you can't trust any of them.
No, you can't.
No.
But he had a couple meltdowns, man. Like Troy was saying during the tours when he'd do the extra long guitar solos. I mean, I'll give it to him. He totally had a point because Gene and Paul treated him like shit. Like I've read about it, and it was not very kind.
They also restrained him as a player.
Oh, they totally did.
Because you could hear what he did in Invasion versus what it was like. It was a lot different. It was definitely heavier and more progressive. But it was much more restrained in Kiss. But hey, he was Kiss member for how many years?
Yeah, but that's why people speculate that certain songs from Animalize may have had something to do with them. But, I mean, he seems to have made up with Gene, so maybe now you'll find out the real story at some point. But whatever Gene owns all the publishing rights and shit, so unless he wants you to know he had something to do with that, you're never going to find out.
Nobody bought that Gene Simmons thing, that demo box set that he has out?
I did.
Like,
Nah, not kiddking.
what's the one where he comes to your house and signs everything?
For what, $10,000? No, I don't have that type of money to do that. Yeah, that's.
I wouldn't give that son of a bitch Monopoly money
Crazy.
to come to my house and sign stuff, much less $10,000. I'll tell you what, though, there are some hardcore Kiss fans out there. I bet you somebody did it.
Someone bought it. Flies to your house.
Crazy. All right, I think we're done for tonight, right?
Yeah.
Tired of talking to you guys. Actually, Troy, you got your some of your tour dates up already, right?
For my tour dates, or these guys' tour dates? Yeah, there's 9. From what I understand, there's about 20.
Wow.
But there's 9 so far, and this is just like Europe, so nothing in the U.S. or Canada yet.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I don't know. KK's gonna have to hit the treadmill and just I don't know, go full force soon. I have to wake him up.
Oh man,
he's not gonna be happy, Greg.
I know that, but when you said KK's got to hit the treadmill and you're talking in the third person, it just reminded me of that episode of Seinfeld where that dude's in the gym. Jerry's got to hit the treadmill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He'll take some KK spray.
That's right. Yeah,
that's his energy drink, and then he'll be good to go.
Very cool. All right, that's it, everybody, and have a good Thanksgiving.
Have a metal
Thanksgiving.
Metal Thanksgiving.
I don't usually do that.
Don't eat too much, but eat enough.
Watch out for that tryptophan, that turkey. Put you right to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Turkey coma.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on Facebook Live for our first show on Facebook Live. Maybe we'll do a couple more on here.
Yeah, why not?
Just I'll broadcast this on YouTube, and actually, what I did the other day just to see what would happen if people would actually watch it, I played our last week's show on YouTube almost all day, and then I played it on Twitch for the rest of the day, just to see if people watch. But I didn't get too many watchers or anything. But we do have a couple more subscribers on YouTube.
You know, I have an idea. Maybe we could play some. We could play some games.
We could
if we play games, maybe we'll increase the amount of people that will watch it.
We could.
Because that's what seems like a lot that goes on Twitch.
Did you ever see the video? Did you ever see the video where this guy was broadcasting on Twitch, but he was broadcasting a boxing match? And he pretended he was playing. He had the controller in his hand, and he was pretending he was playing the boxing match, so he wouldn't get in trouble for broadcasting.
No way.
Yeah.
That is hysterical.
It is pretty funny. You just see him sitting there, and the guys are doing that stuff. It's pretty funny. Anyway.
Well, I think I still have a Sega Genesis hanging around.
Well, I was actually referring to hardcore PC gamers. They stream their performance. Yeah. They stream their game while they're playing, and they're talking to other people, and people they go on Twitch and they watch this. Yeah. And some of these guys, I mean, I don't know if you know, but some of them their job is streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
They make
a lot of money.
Crazy money. So one guy makes $10,000 a month just playing games, 5 or 6 days a week. Is that insane?
If I didn't have a kid, that would be me.
That would be you, yeah. But then you wouldn't be married.
My wife likes games too.
So okay. Well, maybe you'll be all right. It'll be okay then.
She could have her Twitch channel. I'd have mine. We'd both be making millions.
That's cool.
All right. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Happy Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day.
And we'll see you all next week.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing Behemoth. Behemoth. The new Behemoth out, right?
Behemoth.
Yeah.
New
I
Behemoth.
think Wayne almost said Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's what I thought he was going.
Yeah.
He said Behemoth. All right.
Behemoth.
Behemoth.
Combination.
Yeah. See ya.
See ya.
Peace.
Peace out.